because this area is cursed. The soul of a person named Kampa lives in this area, and she still wanders here at night. She screams in pain. She shouts. Saying this, the woman left from there. The words of that woman scared Emma even more. As soon as she left, she quickly called Elijah. When will you come back home? Elijah, I am almost fine. Emma, I will return by evening. But suddenly it started raining. Emma came home. Elijah did not return till night. Emma's heart started sinking. Suddenly someone started beating loudly. Elijah, is it you? After some time, Emma heard a sound from outside which made her blood freeze. I will kill you. I will drink your blood. Here Elijah's car was running in the dark on the winding roads like a snake. There was silence all around. Then suddenly Elijah's car collided with a part of the ditch while avoiding a horrifying figure wrapped in black clothes. Elijah got out of the car and started looking around. Suddenly that black shadow had disappeared. Then he saw a woman coming towards him in the darkness. The woman stared at Elijah mysteriously and said, No one comes out in this area at night. Babuji, you should not stay here. Often spirits roam around here and make strangers like you their prey. Yes, I did see a horrifying black shadow. Who must be Lily? Lily will tell you everything. First you should leave from here. Elijah immediately sat in the car. The woman also sat on the seat next to him. Elijah drove forward quickly. Now tell me, who is that black shadow and who is Lily? Years ago, Lily and her sister Kampa lived in a nearby village, and one day Kampa fell in love with a city dweller who had come to visit the place. But that city dweller betrayed her. Kampa could not tolerate all this and she hanged herself. When that city dweller was running away from here, Kampa's sister Lily came in front of him in anger, but that city dweller did not stop himself. The car went straight and collided with Lily, and the car fell into the ditch, and that city dweller also got killed. Since then the souls of both Lily and her sister Kampa wander here. A thought came up in Elijah's mind. He looked carefully towards that woman and said, When there is so much fear of him here, then how did you come out here at night? Are you not scared of him? On this statement of Henry, that woman, smiling in a mysterious way, she said two things. You should have asked her first, and you are asking her now. Yes, it is true. Lily, I am not scared like this, but why? That woman said, staring at Elijah in fear, Because I am Lily. After listening to that woman, he said. There was an explosion in Elijah's mind, and Elijah's mind stopped working. Then the beautiful skin of that woman's face turned black. Suddenly that witch attacked him with her sharp nails and put Chandni's locket around Elijah's neck, and she disappeared. Today, if I had not worn this locket, I don't know what would have happened to me. I will have to reach Emma immediately. This means she was speaking the truth. Here Emma was trembling with fear. She was shouting repeatedly. Go away from here. Why have you come here? What do I have to do with you? I will go, but only after drinking your blood. And with this, Kampa's spirit hit the door hard, but suddenly she screamed and moved back from the door because the woman from the village who had warned Emma during the day had reached there. That woman who had shown an amulet to Emma said, Go away from here. Suddenly Kampa disappeared. Emma opened the door. Go away from here quickly, daughter, or else she will drink your blood. But mother, my husband, this area is a deathly area. Pray to God that your husband is safe and sound. You save your life now, Emma. Go with that woman. They had just gone a little far when Emma saw the same terrifying woman again on a tree not far from them, who was hanging upside down. Do not be afraid, or else she will capture you, and after that she will become even more powerful. As long as she is in my hands, she will stay away from all of us. Suddenly that horrible woman disappeared from their laughing. Then Emma saw Elijah's car coming on the dark road of the night. Elijah and Emma went to that woman's village and stayed in the same woman's house. Elijah said to that woman, I don't understand one thing, auntie. When that house was haunted, and there is so much terror of those two sisters in that area, and those two sisters became sisters of death after dying. Despite knowing this, why did Rajesh give me that same house to live in? The woman was shocked to hear Elijah's words. Who are you talking about? Auntie, what did I know about this a few days ago? Even though I had met a person named Rajesh from this village, I became friends with him and he gave me the key of that house, and he also took some money from me. It has been many years since Rajesh died, and he too was killed by the spirits of Kampa and Lily. Whoever is killed by these two sisters, that person's soul also becomes a slave of those two sisters. And through those very spirits, they trap innocent people like you and bring them to their house and make them their prey. The next day he returned with all his belongings and his wife, but Elijah and Emma could not remove that heart-wrenching incident from their minds even today. There was silence on the roads of Mumbai. It was already midnight. Kishan was driving his bike on the road. His wife Rashmi was sitting behind him. Can't you drive the bike anymore? How fast should I drive, Rashmi? If I drive faster, then you will tell me to drive the bike slowly. I had told you that Shambhu Kaka travels here in his car, but I don't know how much you enjoy traveling by bike. I like it more than a car. If I had come by car, we would have reached by now. Hey, by now Shambhu Kaka's family must have fallen asleep waiting for us. No, Rashmi, I know my uncle and aunt very well, they must still be waiting for us. Kishan had just said this when a truck coming from behind started going in front of Kishan's bike. Kishan started blowing the bike's horn, but that truck was not giving Kishan the way to go ahead. What a strange and rude truck driver he is. The sound of the bike's horn must be reaching the ears of wild animals, but it is not reaching this driver. After saying this, Kishan spoke in a loud voice while driving the bike. Hey brother truck driver, are you fooling yourself? I have been blowing the horn for so long, why are you not giving me the way to go ahead? Kishan had just said this when that truck suddenly stopped. Due to its sudden stop, Kishan quickly stopped the bike. Kishan immediately turned the bike and went straight to that truck and said angrily, "You are a strange man. Do you suddenly stop a truck like this? If I do not press the brake at the right time, my head would have hit your truck directly and my wife could have also been hurt. Now you come out of the truck or I come inside the truck and take you." Then suddenly a man jumped out of the truck and came in front of Kishan and started looking at Kishan in a strange manner. Seeing his eyes, Kishan and his wife Rashmi got goosebumps out of fear. What happened? Has your mouth frozen now? Who are you? I don't know why after seeing you I feel as if I have seen you somewhere. Look at me carefully, you will remember. Kishan started looking at that person carefully and he said in a trembling voice, "Transporter. This is impossible." Kishan had just said this much when the face of that truck driver turned completely blue and his eyes became completely blind. Suddenly the truck started on its own and within no time, it crushed Rashmi and Kishan and disappeared from there. That person went from there turning into black smoke after seeing the dead bodies of both of them. The next day there was a crowd of people around their dead bodies. Inspector Vijay was inspecting the bodies along with Constable Bahadur. Bahadur was not able to understand anything. Looking at the dead bodies, it seems that a truck has crushed them, but the strange thing is that there are no tire marks of the truck here. It could be that some truck of the sir might have crushed them somewhere else and gone away, and the driver out of fear might have thrown the bodies of both of them here. Sometimes use your brain too, fool. You cannot see the bike going behind. Can't you see the tire marks of the bike? Here the bike is telling that both of them came here by bike and they walked to the place where they were found dead. All that is fine, sir, but how will we know who these two are? We have neither found their ID card nor any mobile with them. Then only their bike number can tell us where they both lived. Then one of the people said to Inspector Vijay, "I know this person, sir. He is Shambhu Uncle's nephew Kishan." "Shambhu Uncle, who is he?" "He lives near here. He is a transporter and drives a transport." "Thanks for giving me information." After saying this, Inspector Vijay looked towards the constable and said, "Send the bodies of both of them for post-mortem and come with me where Sir Shambhu Uncle Shambhu Transporter will have to tell him that his nephew is no more in this world." Inspector Vijay and Constable Bahadur reached Shambhu Transport. Inspector Vijay said to an elderly person who was talking to two young men there, "I want to meet the owner of this transport, Shambhu." "Tell him, my name is Shambhu." "I don't feel good telling you, but still I have to tell you. Some time ago we found the dead body of your nephew Kashan on the road far from here, and there was also a dead body of a woman. I think she might be your nephew's wife." Hearing Inspector Vijay's words, Shambhu started looking at Inspector Vijay with a superstitious look. Then a young man looked at the inspector and said, "You must have misunderstood Inspector Saab. Who are you?" "This is my younger son, a Jew." After saying this, Shambhu pointed towards another young man and said, "And this is my son, a sub-inspector." "Forget about being a sub-inspector, he is in the police." "What do you think, sir? Do you think he is in the police?" "Just look at his face, he is a ruffian from a distance." "Oh no sir, what is it that he has a domineering nature?" "People call him sub-inspector out of fear." Hearing Shambhu's words, Havildar Bahadur smiled into the inspector's ears and said, "Sir, he lies. Look at his height. He himself is 4 feet tall. People must be jokingly calling him Daroga." "Stop talking nonsense, Bahadur. You 3 should come to the police station even if it is for a while to identify the bodies." Saying this, Inspector Vijay left from there. "Father, what do you think?" "I don't know a Jew. I still can't believe it. You both can go to the police station later to identify the bodies. So won't you come with us?" "No, I don't have that much courage at this age." Saying this, Shambhu left from there. After some time, a Jew and Daroga went towards the police station on their bike, but as soon as their bike reached that road, suddenly the day turned into a dark night. "What is this, Daroga Bhai? How did it suddenly become night?" "I don't know a Jew, something is there." "Turn the bike backwards." Just then a storm of strong winds took them both to a desolate place. "Where have we come?" The inspector started looking at the area carefully, then he saw a closed transport. "This is Mahavir's transport." "A Jew, Mahavir's transport, how can this be possible?" Then in that dark night, black smoke started hovering around a Jew and the inspector, and in no time that black smoke transformed into a person. Seeing that person, a Jew, and the inspector's eyes were wide open with fear. "How can this be possible? You are already dead, right?" "Yes, you said it right, I am already dead. The ones who killed me were none other than you 2 and your father. Both of you never got tired of calling me Mahavir uncle. But in the greed of some money, you killed me on my own transport on a new moon night. Let us go from here, Mahavir uncle. Did you remember anything after seeing this night? That night was similar when you 3 father and son shot me dead because your father was obsessed with making me a transporter. Today my truck will transport the bodies of both of you and present it to your father." After saying this, Mahavir's face turned completely blue and the pupils of his eyes became completely dilated. In a few moments, the whole area echoed with the horrifying howls of dogs. Suddenly, a Jew and the inspector's eyes popped out and blood started flowing from their bodies as if someone had riddled their bodies with bullets. Both of them fell dead on the ground with a painful sound. As soon as they fell, Mahavir again transformed into black smoke and disappeared from there. In the evening, Inspector Vijay and the constable were talking about the case in the police station. It is evening since morning. Shambhu Ji has not yet come here to identify his nephew's body. I don't know what kind of relative he is. He did not come even after hearing the news of his nephew's death. Just then, the phone kept on the table rang. Inspector Vijay immediately picked up the phone. "Hello. I am Inspector Vijay." A doctor's call came on the phone. "I am Dr. Inspector Vijay. There is a strange news for you." "What news?" "We were doing the post-mortem of Kashan and his wife when suddenly the bodies of both of them disappeared from the hospital in front of our eyes." "What nonsense are you talking, doctor? How can this be possible?" "This is what I am not able to understand. How can this happen? How is this possible? That is why we thought it right to tell you." After saying this, the phone got disconnected. "What happened, sir?" The doctor was telling that. While doing the post-mortem, the bodies of both of them suddenly disappeared. "What are you saying? How can this happen?" "There is something, constable. Now I think I have to talk to Shambhu Transporter in my own way. Come with me." Inspector Vijay reached Shambhu Transport directly with the constable. Seeing the inspector and the constable, Shambhu was shocked and said, "What happened, Inspector? What bad news have you brought now?" When we had called you to identify the dead body, why did you not come to the police station? What are you talking about? I had sent both my sons to the police station in the afternoon itself. Have they not reached the police station yet? No, we have been waiting in the police station since morning. No one has reached the police station yet. However, a strange news has come to my ears. What kind of news? Kishan and his wife's bodies suddenly disappeared in front of the doctor's eyes. What is all this? On hearing Inspector Vijay's words, Shambhu Transporter was shocked. What are you talking about? How can this happen? That is what I have come to ask you. How can this happen? Inspector Vijay had just said this when a truck coming from outside stopped right in front of Shambhu Transport. As soon as Inspector Vijay looked at the driving seat of the truck, his eyes were wide open with fear. He saw that there was no one on the driving seat. What happened, sir? Why is there this fear in your eyes? Havildar, there is no one on the driving seat. Then who is driving the truck? Shambhu started trembling badly after seeing the truck. Havildar, search this truck. As soon as the Havildar opened the truck from the back, he was terrified after seeing the scene inside. There were 4 bodies in a bad condition inside. Seeing those bodies, Shambhu started crying bitterly. And these 2 bodies are of your 2 sons, and the other 2 bodies are of those 2 who had an accident in the morning. I had sent these 2 bodies to the post-mortem house, and they disappeared from there in front of the eyes of the doctors. How did she come inside the truck, and who killed your sons? What is happening after all? Inspector Vijay had just said this when the same black smoke started hovering around them, and in no time that black smoke transformed into Mahavir. Seeing Mahavir, Shambhu started trembling with fear. Seeing this scene in front of them, Inspector Vijay and the constable also trembled from within. Why are you trembling seeing me, Shambhu? You were acting very brave that night when you and your 2 sons shot me dead, and your nephew Kishan along with his wife rushed me through my body in that blind well behind my transport. Do it for me. I was greedy. I was obsessed with becoming a transporter from you, but you are dead. How did you come back? The night you killed me was a dark new moon night, and the well in which my body was thrown was cursed. My soul rose to take revenge. After saying this, Mahavir's face turned scary again. And suddenly Shambhu's body was torn into pieces and Mahavir disappeared from there with black smoke. Everything happened so quickly that the inspector and the constable did not get a chance to think or understand anything. Sir, what was this? Maybe an innocent transporter. By becoming a ghost transporter, he punished these murderers for the atrocities committed on him. But sir, what will we record in the report? Only that a truck crushed these 5 and went away, and Inspector Vijay did the same and closed the file, and even today Inspector Vijay has not acknowledged that incident. Forgot. It had been 10 months since Aditya and Meghna got married. Their child was just 15 days old. Meghna had come to Farazipur for the first time to stay at Aditya's ancestral mansion. The village has become better than before. Aditya, you understood how to show me every place in the village. Why not, my love? Their car reached a mansion in a short time which looked very luxurious. Aditya and Meghna got out of the car as soon as they went inside. This is Ramlal uncle, he takes care of our mansion. Aditya son, how old have you become? I saw you in my childhood, why didn't you come earlier? I wanted to come for a long time, Ramlal uncle, but I don't know why father did not let me come here. May God give peace to his soul. You go inside. I will bring your luggage. Come, Meghna. Meghna and Aditya went inside the mansion, and it was a very beautiful mansion from inside as well. And Meghna, we will stay in the room in which I used to stay in my childhood. Aditya took Meghna to a room, seeing which Aditya started remembering his childhood. You know, at night when I used to go to play with my friends, I used to jump from the bed quietly out of fear of my father. Well, that means you used to be scared of father since childhood. Consider it something like this. Meghna had just put her child Sanju on the bed when Ramlal came in from the door. With him was a couple of the same age. Aditya's son, this is Jimri, and this is her husband Kishan. As long as you stay here, he will take care of the household chores. Okay, Ramlal uncle. I am going to my house now. I will return in 2 days. Yes, at night Meghna and Aditya were sleeping unaware. Their newborn child was lying between them. Just then the door of their room opened, and through it there was a black shawl. A man came in. He quietly picked up Sunju and ran out through the door. After walking some distance, the shawl fell off her face and it was revealed that the man was Kashan. "How cleanly I have worked, now the whole village will praise me." Just then he heard the loud sound of anklets from behind him. Hearing this, he suddenly got startled and turned back and saw a woman wearing a red lehenga and a dupatta. She had heavy jewelry on her hands and neck, but her face was covered with a veil. She was slowly walking behind Kashan. "Who is this? What are you doing here at this time?" Hearing her, she stopped her steps and said, "Leave this girl where you brought her from and come back." "Who are you to order me? If you complain to the Sarpanch Sahib, he will punish you a lot. Run away from here." She got angry at this and reached close to him in a flash and said in a terrifying voice, "It seems you have no fear of losing your life." Hearing her terrifying voice, Kashan's body trembled and his heart sank. She suddenly removed her veil and her blue terrifying face appeared to Kashan. Her nails became long and she attacked Kashan's neck with her claws like a sword. Wow! The other Meghna and Adithir were sleeping unaware. Somehow that woman reached them. She had Sunju in her hand which she silently laid between them and then disappeared like smoke. In the morning when Kashan did not return, Jewelry started worrying about him. Why has he not returned yet? If the Sahib wakes up and does not find him here, then all the suspicion will fall on him. Just then the door opened and Meghna came out of the room. Jewelry was surprised to see Sunju in her hand. "This Sunju Baba is here. I thought Kashan must have picked him up at night and taken him to the Sarpanch's mansion. Jewelry, go to the kitchen and heat milk for Sunju. Till then I will take Sunju out for a walk in the lawn." GM Sahib. Jewelry went to the kitchen and heated milk and filled it in the feeder and gave it to Meghna. "Thank you, Jewelry." Ma'am Sahib, I will bring breakfast for you all." "Okay." From there Jumri went straight to Sarpanch's house and told him everything. "It is enough to sacrifice that child, otherwise that danger will keep looming over our village. There is no information about Kashan. Sarpanch Sahib, you please find him." Just then another man came there. "Sarpanch Sahib, Kashan's body has been found inside the jungle. It is in a very bad condition." No Jumri reached the jungle with Sarpanch and that man. Other people of the village were also gathered there. "Oh, who could have killed my Kashan?" Meghna and Adithir do not know anything about this. Both of them were feeding Sunju in the lawn of the house when a man came there. "Sir, we got late in coming. Where are Jumri and Kashan, and who are you who are asking on their behalf?" "My name is Nada, sir. Kashan died last night and Jumri is in a lot of shock due to his death. Both of them slept at our house at night. Now this is a puzzle for us too, sir. Anyway, you come inside. We will prepare breakfast for you." Nada kept doing household work the whole day. After dinner, both of them went to their room. Nada also used the same and picked up Sunju and left. It was good that Kashan could not do this work, otherwise the Sarpanch would have given him a lot of reward. But now I am going to get that reward. Talking to himself like this, Nada reached the Sarpanch's house with that child. "Sarpanch, sir, see, I have done such a work that you will be thrilled to see. This work you have done is really praiseworthy. So bring it in our name, the reward is certain for you. Just take it to Mohandas Baba quickly, he is going to sacrifice it at exactly 4 o'clock. "Okay, I will do this work also. You just keep the reward ready." On this side Meghna tried to caress her child's head, and when she realized that Sunju was not on the bed, she opened her eyes. "Sunju, where is Sunju?" Adithir, open your eyes." Hearing this, Adithir also woke up. "Hey, where is Sunju gone? You slept so unaware that you did not even know." Both of them came out of the room and called Nada many times. "Nada Kaka, Nada Kaka, Nada Kaka, Nada Kaka, Nada Kaka." Kaka is also missing. It means he has taken our child. But why did he do this? Not so, Adithir. Quickly go to Sarpanch Sahib's house. He had sent Nada Kaka to us. Now Nada reached a cave near the crematorium where Baba Mohandas was. "Baba, this is that child. The newborn child of the royal family." On seeing him, Mohandas took him in his hands and said, "Laugh as much as you want. After 4 o'clock tonight you are going to say goodbye to this world. Saying this, he put Sunju on the ground. Suddenly a knife came in the air and it stabbed Nata's neck. Suddenly Mohandas regained his senses. He saw that the same veiled woman was at the entrance of the cave. "KKK, who are you?" Hearing this, she replied in a very terrifying tone, "I am your death giver." Jokini further tore Mohandas's chest with her vicious claws. "Sarpanch Ji, you had sent Natu to our house. When we were sleeping, he should pick up our child and bring him. What are you saying? Tell me where his house is, or else I will call the police and after that tell you why you have made my child disappear." Hearing this, the Sarpanch got scared and opened his mouth. "When you were not born, at that time there was a dance of death in our village. A cannibal was killing all the men, youngsters, and children of the village. He looked half animal and half human. Your father killed him bravely. Then everything became fine, but after you turned 5, bloodshed started again in the village. Any child who turned 15 died mysteriously. Then Baba Mohandas came to this village. The soul of the cannibal you killed is taking revenge of his death by killing the children of the village. But how can this happen? How can he come back after dying? He has already come back and is killing the children of the village. He will kill children only if you sacrifice your child to him. This cannot happen. I do not believe you. Your father vacated the mansion that very day and took you to the city with your mother, but the series of deaths had not yet started. Then when after many years you came to the village with your child, Mohandas Baba told you that if your newborn child is sacrificed to that cannibal, then his soul will be at peace. That is why for the welfare of the village we made your child disappear and sent him to him." Hearing this, Adifir got very angry and Meghna's heart became restless. "My child is just 1 month old. You sent him to be sacrificed. Are you a man or an animal? Go quickly, lest he kills him, Sarpanch. Quickly take us to that Mohandas or else I will sacrifice you." Now both of them along with the Sarpanch left from Mohandas' cave. Tears were not stopping from Meghna's eyes. Thinking that she did not know whether her child would be alive or not. When she reached there, she found that both Mohandas and Natu were dead, then her heart was shaken. These two are dead. Where is my child? Where is Sunju? Just then they all heard a voice of Joki. "Here is your child." They saw a woman whose face was hidden behind a veil coming with their child in her hands. She handed the child to Meghna. "We made a mistake, Devi, but who are you who saved us from committing this sin?" "Adifir, this Mohandas was the son of the cannibal who your father had killed. He wanted to take revenge for his father's death by killing your child, so he spread superstition in the village. He used to do the same to the 15-year-old children of the village, so that the people of the village would believe him and somehow deliver your child to him. I am Joki." Saying this, she disappeared in the air. Meghna and Adifir were thanking her in their hearts. The Ajan Devi who had saved their child from being sacrificed.